Okay, so here we are today, continuing on our conversation with our alternate timeline personality. If you have not met your alternate timeline personality yet, that needs to be done first, and I've put a link to the video up in the right-hand corner of the screen and also in the description box below. You need to have met the alternate timeline personality to be able to continue through this week with these readings. If you've already met your alternate timeline personality, let's get started on today's video. Okay, take a moment to choose the pile that calls to you. Timestamps are in the description box below. Hello, Pile 1. So let's get right into it here. The question that we are asking of your alternate timeline personality is, what is the biggest difference between our timelines, theirs and yours? So let's see what they have to say here. We have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. So in your alternate personalities timeline, we see the Knight of Swords, and here they're saying that they learned a long time ago to stand up for what they believe in, to think for themselves, to fight for the people, to be protectors of humanity, everyone, to be protectors of humanity and animals and the earth and anything that matters for life on this planet. They also have quested for a long, long time for higher minds, or to be connected to their higher selves, their spirit teams, the divine, and so on. This is something that they've been working with for a long time. And they're saying that the difference is here is that we also have this opportunity. However, for much of it, all the different things that we are able to do that they were just talking about in this Knight of Swords, it's all right there. We just need to pick up and drink from a cup and start learning. But instead, many of us just walk away. And whether that walking away is just no interest or fear in something, or feeling as though it's just too much work, or giving away too much of ourselves if we start getting into other things, whatever that is, they're saying that is a big difference, or the biggest difference between their reality and ours. And whereas we walk away, they spent the time, they drank from each of these cups, and they began mastering their fears, or not allowing anyone else to control them by fear. They taught themselves to be empowered and taught themselves strength and how to keep moving forward instead of living in the past, pining away for something that can't be changed at this point. Only moving forward can change whatever happened in the past. And in doing so, and in doing all that they've done, in this other timeline, they are capable of manifesting whatever comes to their minds now. They have a beautiful life. They have abundance. They have everything that they need, because pretty much they've learned that all they have to do is think it, be patient, and allow the universe to make it happen. Everyone in their realm has this capability. We could too. And perhaps that is why this particular alternate timeline personality has come forward for you, is to say, you can have this. If you're having difficulty in the abundance realm. And abundance isn't just money. It is time, it's energy, it's love, it's anything that you might wish for on the earth plane. So if you're lacking in any of those, this alternate timeline personality is saying it really is possible because they live it. We just have to get past this. So that is the message from your alternate timeline personality for today. This is the biggest difference between their timeline and yours. Until tomorrow, take care. Hello, Pile 2. So let's get right into it today. The question that is going to be discussed by your alternate timeline personality is going to be, what is the biggest difference between their timeline and your timeline? So let's see what cards we have here. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what I am seeing here with the King of Pentacles is that your alternate timeline personality is saying they have no problem rolling up their sleeves and working their butts off to obtain or create whatever it is that they need. And because of it, they've become very abundant people. They have everything they need in the physical realm, including health, because they grow a lot of their own food and their own medicines made from herbs and that kind of thing. So they want for nothing, and they have everything that they need to be healthy. In fact, this alternate timeline personality is saying that their saying for themselves is that we are what we attract, which is quite an interesting saying, actually. And with the Seven of Swords, they're saying the biggest difference between the two timelines is this, where they have everything that they need because they're willing to put the work in to get it. But also, when we look at this card, the first thing that we see is, for most, is someone stealing swords and being sneaky about it. They've come past that, this personality says. They don't right away think that this individual is stealing. And in this timeline, we're very, very quick to make a decision without having all the info. It's like an instant snap decision without having all the info. And they learned a long time ago that that is probably not the best way to go. They don't assume by seeing this picture that they know what is happening. Before they make a decision on what they're seeing, they explore possible explanations. And it could be such a thing as this individual has snuck in, grabbed these swords to take them back and sharpen them, and then he'll sneak them back again. So in that case, what's happening with this seven is it's a good thing for those in the tents, correct? It could also be that this person is very much saddened by any kind of war or bloodshed. So they're thinking that, if they remove the majority of the swords, they can make a difference. So their intentions are good, but perhaps their actions are not as good as maybe they should be. So they're just saying that's the biggest difference here, and why there is a difference in what they have in their timeline and what they are capable of doing in their timeline and what this timeline is like. They've also come to understand that life is about patience and that everything comes in divine timing. They don't just sit idly by and do nothing after they've planted their crops. They weed, they water, keep an eye on, the weather to see what's happening, try to make sure that there's no pests that are eating their crops. It's not a plant the seed and walk away. If they want good crops and they want a good yield to what they're doing, whatever this is, time, energy, money, love, whatever is needed on the earth, they put the time and the effort in to make it happen. And again, they realize divine timing is important, and they also realize that patience is important, which goes kind of hand in hand with divine timing. So they have all of this. They don't jump to conclusions. They don't make snap decisions. They put in the work needed for everything that they require on this earth, and they believe in divine timing and patience. Very big difference for most people in this timeline. So that is today's message from your alternate timeline personality. Until tomorrow, take care. Hello, Pile 3. We're going to get right into it with the question today being posed to your alternate timeline personality is, what is the biggest difference between your timeline and our timeline? So let's see what they have to share. We have the Star. We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so what this alternate timeline personality is sharing here is that their lives are very natural. They live by their dreams. They live by their intuition. They talk to their guides. They talk to their spirit teams. They believe and work with past lives. They work with astrology and numerology. This is what their life involves. Always. They don't just ask themselves a question and answer it themselves without consulting something that is related to that. And they have a wonderful existence. This has been offered up. Many of the same things that they work with in their timeline has been offered up to all of us as well. We have access to this information, but it's too much work. So many do not delve into or work with as they do here. And this could kind of be relating to the Aborigines culture in our timeline. This is how they live. Very naturally, off the grid, obviously, alone, doing their own thing. They're very healthy people. They live long. They're happy people. They don't need all the extras like internet and, the technology. They just live naturally, and they're very, very healthy people. That's what your alternate timeline personality is saying their timeline is. And again, we've been offered all of this. It's available to us. But we're so busy all the time, stuck in our own emotional quandaries of life, that we just let it pass us by, many of us. But they're saying we have the same potential to create this kind of earth life at any point in time. All we have to do is the work that's involved in creating this kind of timeline. And they're saying eventually in the future, they believe that this is where we are headed. But it's not going to happen if everyone doesn't step up and accept what's being offered here, and to realize that what these people in this timeline, how they're living, is very, very valid. So if this is the message from your alternate timeline personality for you, they're encouraging you to really start digging in to everything that you can think of that enhances your soul and enhances life here on earth for you. And again, we're talking dreams, past lives, astrology, numerology, everything natural, plants, medicine, health, everything. And to kind of step away from technology to some degree. So this is the message from your alternate timeline personality with the question, what is the biggest difference between their timeline and ours? Until tomorrow, take care.